This is a picture of my audience participation. Okay, y'all can smile. Remember I said y'all can smile at the camera.
Yes,
Let them know that you are a live audience. And on this side, and right here. Make sure we get a good shot here. Okay. Good evening and welcome. My name is Willie Sanders. Imagine for a moment driving a vehicle that gets up to 40 miles per gallon. A show of hands of how many of you in the audience know anything about hybrid vehicles and how they work. I have two hands up. First, let me define a hybrid vehicle. A hybrid vehicle is a vehicle that has two sources of power. It has a gasoline engine and an electric motor, or it has a diesel engine and an electric motor. Some of our buses that you see in the major cities have diesel engines and electric motors. Some of the trains that you see going down the track have diesel engines and electric motors. Also in the Navy have submarines that have diesel engines and electric motor, or they may have nuclear power and electric motor. As I continue to do my investigation and research on hybrid vehicles, I discovered that my family owned a hybrid vehicle, a type of hybrid vehicle, and that was in the form of a moped. A moped. Remember, a hybrid vehicle has two sources of power to move that vehicle from point A to point B. A moped has a gasoline engine, and it also has pedals. So if you run out of gas on the moped, and my father bought my brother when we were growing up, when he ran out of gas, he still had power, and that came in the form of pedal power. So remember, a hybrid vehicle is any vehicle that has two sources of power. Now, since I know no one in the audience is going to go out and buy a train, a submarine, or a bus, or even a moped, I want to focus our attention today on the hybrid car. In a hybrid car, there are three major components that goes in a hybrid car. That is the engine, the electric motor, and the battery pack. Those are the three major components. Now, according to Car and Driver, the 2013 Honda Civic Hybrid has a 1.5 liter four-cylinder engine. It also has a 23 horsepower electric motor. And it also has a 144 volt battery pack. Notice I didn't say battery, a 12 volt battery, because in a hybrid car, it requires a lot of power. So this vehicle has a 144 volt battery pack. And it's estimated at getting 44 miles to the gallon in the city and also on the highway. Now we know gas prices are $4 and $3 in some areas. So a hybrid vehicle gets very good gas mileage, and it does that because of the small four-cylinder engine. And to help illustrate how these three components work, I will be using a website that's called fueleconomy.gov, along with my assistant here. If you focus your attention at the screen at this time, you'll see an illustration of a hybrid vehicle. And now we'll point at those three major components that goes into the hybrid vehicle. The first component is the engine. The next component is the electric motor. The third component is the battery pack. Notice where the battery pack is located on a hybrid vehicle. It's not under the hood. It's located in the rear of the vehicle because of the large capacity of the battery pack. Now, when the vehicle starts, you'll notice when the vehicle starts to warm up, you'll see power going through the electric motor back to the battery pack to keep the battery pack fully charged at all times. If you watch the diagram, the engine is running, it's warming up, you're getting ready to go to your destination. It's sending power through the electric motor back to the battery pack to keep it fully charged. when the vehicle starts moving, when you start going forward, cruising, you'll notice that the gasoline engine provides power to the front wheels. Also, it provides power to the battery pack as you're moving down the road to your destination. You notice the battery pack is still being fully charged because you're going to need that later on in this presentation. I'll show you where that's going to come into play, why the engine is continuing to send power to the battery pack. Now, when you're getting ready to pass, or you're getting ready to go up a hill, or you need extra power, extra horsepower for passing, notice what happens. Doing heavy acceleration and when additional power is needed, the engine and the electric motor works together to give you that extra horsepower. And the electric motor comes on by way of power from the battery pack. If you look at the screen, the battery pack is supplying power to the electric motor, and the engine and the electric motor is working together to provide that power for passing. Once you've passed that car or gone over the hill and you go back to cruising, the electric motor automatically turns off, and then the gasoline engine turns back on and provides all of the power for the front wheel to move that vehicle forward. Now, when you come to a red light, here's one of the unique features that I found out by hybrid vehicles. When you go to a red light, the engine and the electric motor automatically turns off. Engine and the electric motor automatically turns off. Now, I know you wonder, well, if the engine is off and the electric motor is off, what is happening? The battery is providing all of the power to keep your air conditioning going, to keep your radio going, to keep your dashboard lit up. All of these components are supplied by the battery pack. At this time, the battery pack is supplying power to keep all of those electrical components going at all times. And that's one of the unique features that I liked about the hybrid vehicle. Everything shuts off, the engine and the electric motor, and this is saving gas. This is saving gas, this is saving wear and tear on the engine. All of these things are helping the environment because the vehicle is not running at this time. Now, when the driver steps on the gas pedal again and start cruising, you notice the engine automatically starts back up and you're on your way again. Very unique in a hybrid vehicle. Now, when you go to full hybrid, at low speed, if you're driving around in the neighborhood at low speed, 15 miles an hour, you'll notice the electric motors is providing all of the power for the vehicle by way of power from the battery pack. The electric motor is moving that vehicle through your neighborhood at low speed. So you're not using any gas at this time. All of your power is provided for you by way of the electric motor, by way of the battery pack. Now, if you have to pass, once again, if you need to pass somebody, okay, the gasoline engine automatically turns on and gives you that additional power to move around the vehicle or go up a hill. So the gasoline engine and the electric motor is working together and providing power to the vehicle. As you see, these passing vehicles going down the road, those two components are working together. Now, once you come past that vehicle and you go back to low speed, the electric motor kicks in again and provides the power to the wheels. So you're not using any gas once again. Let's say you're in your neighborhood or you're at the mall or somewhere you're riding around. So you're using, only power you're using is from the electric motor. Once again, when the vehicle stops in full hybrid mode, if you're in full hybrid mode and the vehicle stops, once again, the engine and the electric motor shuts off and the battery pack is providing all of the power for the vehicle. Once the vehicle starts moving again at low speed, the electric motor kicks in again. So, in conclusion, a hybrid vehicle saves on gas. It's also good for the environment. I will be available after this presentation to answer any questions if you have. Thank you for coming.
Very good, very good. You mean you know all that? What you doing working with?
This is a picture of my audience after the presentation.
I talk too much.
my presentation. This is my dad. All right, that is the end.
Well, can I say something now?
Yeah, you can.